Morning, you guys. Morning. Good morning. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. Happy Monday. It's been a crazy Monday over here already. I was chilling, getting ready to start my video, and my other white bookshelf that was behind me, it was like a flimsier bookshelf. It wasn't my nice one, but there was a second one behind me. If you can look back at my videos and remember seeing it, I got it for like $40 back in December, went tumbling down. So now that joker is full with 2 layers of books. I've got bookshelves over here too, but my babies, they go on there. And I had to reorganize some things. I have a bookshelf project. I have a beautiful like armoire case that is in my garage right now. It needs painted, sanded, and it needs shelves put in it because it was not necessarily made for books. But I have a vision. We're gonna do a video on me redoing this particular cabinet into a bookshelf. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. And that's probably gonna be a summer project. I hope my lighting is okay in here. If the light in my last few videos has been just god-awful, please comment down below. We put new curtains up in my office, and I don't love them. I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, it helps with the glare if we're watching TV, but let's be honest, we don't watch TV that often. See? Okay, I don't know if this is any better. I angled you more towards my lighting. Here's to hoping. I need to get one of those, like, Alex Earl TikTok lights, because what I don't want is this light to orb me. That's no fun. I hate those videos. But we'll see how this looks, and if it even goes up this Monday. If it doesn't go up, then you'll know I was not happy with it. I might just say put it up and fuck it, because that's where I'm at right now. Absolutely where I'm at. If you want to meet me where I'm at, we're at fuck it. We're here to talk about the book that I read this weekend, though. Well, I tried to read this weekend, and that is A Tempest by Hafsa Fazal. I think is how you say the name, Hafsa Fazal, something like that. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name. A Tempest of Tea is what the book is called, though, and I had really high hopes for it. It was a library book. I waited many moons for it to drop in my Libby app. What does that usually mean for Lauren, you guys? Usually means Lauren is disappointed. Unfortunately, it has been a consistent thing with Libby books that I wait a long time for. I don't know if it's just because, like, in the excitement, I put it on hold at Libby, and then I just forget about it, and then when it comes in, I'm just not in the mood to read it. I don't freaking know what the problem is, but every time I put a hold on a book on Libby, and then I have to wait any length of months to get that book, it is a disappointment, and this one fell into that category. There are a lot of people that like this book. In fact, that is why I put it on my Libby holds and waited months for it. A couple of TikTokers that I follow who have really good taste in books. I love some of the books that they love. A lot of Brandon Sanderson type works. Love. The last 2 books I have read that they recommended, though, have been flops for me. And that was A Dowry of Blood. I did not care for it. Just didn't. It was very, like, aesthetic. Yeah, I guess aesthetic or moody. It's obviously gothic fiction, but I love to study in Drowning, which is also gothic. It just was not for me. Well, A Tempest of Tea is kind of the same thing. It is not gothic. A Tempest of Tea is almost dystopian English in a way. Maybe not dystopian. I don't even know how to describe it. It takes place in, like, I get England vibes because it talks a lot about colonization of other places and how those people have now come to this country that they're living in. And that's the vibe that I get. And it is like a revenge story, kind of. Has to do with vampires. Essentially, there's a tea house, and at night they serve blood in those teacups for the vampire community. And it's like political intrigue, it's London street crime. It's not awful, but I did in fact DNF it about halfway. Just because I have so many books on my TBR, you guys. Of those books back there, there's still quite a few really freaking good ones that I have not gotten to yet. I have too many books on my TBR to force myself to push through a book for my own like consciousness, if that makes sense. Because I do feel bad when I DNF a book, especially if it's something that I've waited a really long time for, or if it's something that came highly recommended to me. I feel bad. What have I DNF'd so far this year? I have DNF'd this, A Tempest of Tea. I have DNF'd... There was more. Give me a second. Last month I DNF'd one, and I can't remember what it was. Ninth House. I DNF'd Ninth House this year. I DNF'd Plain Bad Heroines by Emily Danforth. And I think that that's it. So I have read 57. Well, I'm working on my 57th book of the year. And DNF'd 3. And I always give them 20 to 40% at least, minimum. I will not DNF a book before 20%. Unless it has a trigger or something that I wasn't expecting. I don't remember what percent I was in Ninth House. I feel like it was at least a minimum of like 20, 21. Because I forced myself to get there. But once that specific scene in the bathroom happened in Ninth House, I was done with that book. I was done before that scene, but I was once again either trying to get to a point where I felt sure about DNFing it, or it had come so highly recommended by so many different people, trying desperately to get to a point where I liked the book. Trying to search for something to grab onto. Because, like I said, it's a very beloved book by a lot of people. Once the bathroom scene happened in Ninth House, it was over for me. But yeah, I DNF'd Tempest of Tea. I kind of made the decision this morning. I tried to read it all weekend. I got nearly halfway through it. And I found that I was forcing myself to pick up my Kindle and read. I would scroll on TikTok a lot more than I normally would this weekend. I actually watched a 2-hour long Jamarelle Stewart cooking vlog on YouTube. Love Jamarelle, but normally that's what's on in the background while I'm working. If I don't have an audiobook playing, that's not like me actively watching. I was finding a million different reasons to not pick up this book and read it because it was that dull and boring to me. And for that reason, this morning when I woke up, I had a doctor's appointment real quick. I was sitting in the doctor's office and I opened up my Kindle while I was waiting to be called. And I was like, let me keep trugging through this book. And I was like, you know what? No. Why? Life's too fucking short. On to the next book. I just started Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. I have heard such good things about this book. I'm excited about reading this book. I'm 10% in and I like it a lot so far. There is some trauma and triggers. Check those before you read. But definitely enjoying Binding 13 so far. I'm going to have a hopefully Boys of Tommen series review for you soon. I don't know how quickly I'm going to power through these books because we also have Powerful coming out tomorrow, and I will be reading that because I loved Powerless. So yeah, that's everything I'm currently reading. That's my current DNF. And let me know your feelings on DNFing books. If you do it, if you push through, if you hate doing it, if you love doing it, if it gives you a thrill, makes you feel powerful, let me know. I love you guys so much. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, especially if you loved A Tempest of Tea. Please tell me why I should give it another shot or what you loved about it. Love you guys so much, and see you on Wednesday.